Hey, what is up YouTube? It's Elliot here from Neanderthal Fitness, www.neanderthalfit.com, personal trainer, fitness instructor, YouTube talk at the camera dude. So today I'm bringing you this video from the glorious sun-kissed kitchen so that it's less stuffy but you still don't have the wind noise from outside. So the subject of today's video, I'm going back to minimalism, guys, so any of you hardcore fitness nuts who don't necessarily want to watch this, I apologise. But you know, the last video was pretty damn popular, so it seems that there are a lot of people interested in this shit, not just me. So today I'm going to give you my quick and easy hints to stay a minimalist. So what do I mean by stay a minimalist? I mean that it's all good and well chucking out loads of your shit, reducing the clutter in your house, you know, getting rid of this stuff you don't need, but that means absolutely nothing if as soon as you go outside you can't help but shop and you're buying new stuff for the kitchen, new ornaments for the living room, new fucking DVDs and CDs and whatever, alright? So what I mean by stay a minimalist is basically how to avoid being a shopaholic, how to avoid buying shit every time you go outside. So tip number one is do not take cash with you everywhere. Well, actually, I'm going to mix this up. I'm going to say tip number 1 and 2 are going to be converse tips, so use whichever works for you. Okay, so let's go. Tip number 1 is don't take cash with you. So if you don't take cash with you, and as a byproduct, if you don't take your cash card with you, I guess you should always take the card, you know, in case of emergencies, but if you don't take cash out with you when you go, like, browsing around the shops, you always have to think twice. So you think, can I buy this? What, do I want this? Alright, maybe you want it. Nah, then, in the moment. But if you just part with that money, then it's just gone on a whim. It's like an impulse buy, right? If you wait, so if you go back home to get the money, then by the time you go back, you've had double time to think about it, and you might actually think, do you know what, actually this doesn't enrich my life, I don't need it. So I do a little checklist in your mind, say, do I want this? Why do I want this? Do I need this? And can I afford this? And then if all of these are checked out, then the last thing to ask yourself is, how often will I use this? And if it's like every day, or 4 or 5 times out of every 7 days in the week, then it's probably a good shout to, you know, to get it and not feel too guilty. But in general, most things you want to buy are just going to be on an impulse, and therefore by leaving the cash at home, giving yourself a double time to think about it, you won't pick it up. So tip number 2, the converse, is for some people, money on a card means nothing. Money in the hand means everything. Like, it gives it more value to actually see the money being exchanged. If that is you, leave the cash card at home. You know, before you go out, go to your local cash point and draw out like the money you need to buy your food shopping or whatever, 40, 50 quid, whatever it is. Take that with you, and then if you want to buy something, one, not only do you know that you're cutting into the money that you brought for what you need to get your food and your supplies, you are also going to have to see this physical money, or see, like, here you go sir, here's 50 quid, and 50 quid looks like a lot in cash. You don't really have to think about it on card. This is more my vein than the first one. I can easily spend on card, not so easily in cash. So if that is you, take out the cash, leave the card at home, and there you go. You go crazy, because then as soon as you want to buy something, you think, that's a lot of things I'm giving away for one thing. You know, and it gets your mind working in that, you know, possession kind of way, the materialism that everyone feels. Okay, so tip number 3 is going to be get yourself a hobby. So if every time you go out of the house it's to wander around the shops, you're opening yourself up to temptation. You are much more likely to buy things. If you have a hobby, whether that's going for a walk, whether that's taking your dog out and slapping it around in a field, whether that's going to the gym, you know, whatever it is, cookery, anything, like, you will have to likely invest a small amount of money in your hobby. So you might want some hiking shoes, or you might need flour and stuff if you want to do bacon, or a gym membership if you want to go to the gym. But the small amount of money you invest in that, and the small number of possessions you get from that will ultimately stop you going out and wasting your money and buying stuff you don't need, because you're not going to be spending as long just walking around the shops feeling like a shopaholic. Alright, and my final tip is going to be, I haven't actually come up with the final tip yet, let's do it right on the fly. My final tip is going to be stay at home sometimes. So, alright, that may sound a little bit boring, but it's actually quite a good thing. So again, if every time you want to go out and you want to go wander around the shops, wandering around the shops really is just a boredom killer. You're not actually achieving anything unless there's anything particular you need to buy. So how about you take some of that time that you would invest in wasting energy walking around shops to do something at home. Do that little bit of spring cleaning that you've been putting off. Do catch up on your washing, catch up on your ironing, whatever it may be. Do something constructive around the house that can A, make you feel good about what you've done with your day, and B, can prevent you going out and risking the fact that you might waste money in the shops and end up with more possessions that you don't need. So that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Give the thumbs up if you liked it. Comment down below with anything you want to say and anything you want to see, and I will see all you guys in the next video if you are kind and subscribe. Peace out, people.